business. I never saw myself in business. I wasn't excited about business. Let me just tell you this. Today, I wouldn't do anything else. There's no question about it. Business is truly the place to be, especially in this economy and everything that's going on in the world. So just to get to know one another, like he mentioned to you, my name is Reggie Flowers. And, before getting into business, I was doing what most of you are probably taught to do or going to be taught to do. And that's graduate high school, right? Go to college and get a good education. And so my mother was a woman that had 3 degrees. So education was always important in our household. And so my attitude was I should at least get 1 degree, okay? Because I like school, but not that much. How many like school, but not that much, right? Can you show a hand? And so I knew that school was important, but not important enough for me to get 3 degrees. And just let me be careful how I word that. I want to do well. So growing up, I like nice homes, nice cars. We got people in the room who like those things too, right? Big homes, big cars. I was really into that growing up. In the city I grew up in, I was born in Detroit, but I was raised in Port Huron, Michigan. And along the water, there were people who had homes that were 5, 7, 10,000 square foot. And I wanted a home that size, but I didn't know how, because our home was only about 2,000 square foot. So I was wondering to myself, what can I do in order to have what they have? So quickly I started meeting those people, their children, and talking to their parents, and I found out they were doctors, lawyers, business owners, some type of professional. So I said, if I'm a doctor, that's what I decided to do. So I pursued pre-med. I was on my way to medical school to become an orthopedic surgeon. Everything was going well until I realized that those doctors were working so many crazy hours. 80 to 100 hours. So I quickly thought to myself, even if I made a lot of money, how many of you agree if you make a lot of money but you can't spend it, it wouldn't be fun, right? So I quickly realized I need to do something different. And then a very successful woman was introduced to me literally about 4 months later, when I was at the age of 19, just going to turn 20. She was a multi-millionaire. She was a business owner. And she took an interest in wanting to help me do what she's done. Now, I don't know about you, but I was excited about that at 20 years old, that somebody that successful was willing to show me how to become successful as well. And so why am I here today? Because I feel that it's our duty, from the Worldwide Youth Entrepreneurship Program to myself, to pass that information on, because if we knew what we knew today, when we were your age, oh man. Oh man. I tell people all the time, I truly believe I would have been a millionaire by the time I was 18, okay? Right. So I want you to make sure you take close notes, because how many of you are planning to go to college? Can I just show hands? Okay? And then after college, how many of you plan on doing some big things in your life? You got some big plans, some big dreams, right? So we're going to discuss how, as an entrepreneur, how do you start a business? How do you become an entrepreneur? What are some of the responsibilities of being an entrepreneur? What separates people from working a job and also being an entrepreneur? Those are the things I'm going to get into. So the first thing we'll talk about as we move forward is, what is an entrepreneur? Now, the first thing was, I remember I had a hard time spelling the word entrepreneur. So, it's one of those words you're like, where did that word come from? Well, the reason is because it's French, okay? And so I'm like, if you're like me, I'm not French. Any of you French, right? Anybody speaks French in here? So, I didn't know French. But an entrepreneur is someone, okay, who takes on the responsibility of starting either a venture or enterprise, and they take full responsibility for the outcome. So why is it said like that? Well, because whenever you become an entrepreneur, there's risk involved. How many of you agree that to start a business doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be successful because you start one, right? So there's a chance that it can be successful, there's a chance it can fail. And so as an entrepreneur, you're taking that small risk to find out, is it going to be successful or is it going to fail? And so I never really knew what that word meant when I started becoming an entrepreneur, but I'm telling you right now, today we're going to pass over some things that are going to be really exciting. So, that's what an entrepreneur is, and more importantly, how do you become one? And this is what I want you to really focus on. For those of you who are listening here and listening tentatively, I want you to think about the first step starts with you, what's going on inside of you as an entrepreneur. And what do I mean by that? Usually we all have an idea. What's your name, brother? It'll be easy for you. Dominique.
A chair right there.
The reason I know Dominique will be an entrepreneur is because he has an idea. And he took his idea from being